What if I told you that the most powerful form of exercise on earth isn't found in a gym? It isn't locked behind a monthly membership fee. It doesn't require special equipment, expensive shoes, or hours of your day. It doesn't leave you gasping for breath or destroy your knees by the time you're 50. What if I told you that the single most complete, most natural, and most scientifically validated form of movement known to the human body is something you've been doing since you were a toddler? Walking. I know. Right now, some part of your mind is resisting this, because we've been told for decades that exercise has to hurt, that if you're not sweating, straining, and suffering, you're not really doing anything. That walking is for the elderly, the lazy, or people recovering from surgery. But here's the uncomfortable truth that the multi-billion-dollar fitness industry doesn't want you to sit with for too long. Your body was never designed for CrossFit. It wasn't designed for marathons. It wasn't designed for heavy deadlifts or spin classes or 2-hour yoga sessions. Your body was designed, quite literally, across millions of years of evolution to do one thing above all else: walk. And by the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly why walking isn't just an exercise. For most people, it may be the only exercise your body truly needs. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share might completely change the way you move for the rest of your life. Asterisk. Part 1. The Ancient Blueprint. Let's rewind. Not 100 years. Not 1,000. Let's go back 2 million years. Picture a creature emerging on the African savanna. Not particularly strong. Not particularly fast. Without claws. Without fangs. Without armor. By every measure, this creature should have gone extinct within a generation. That creature is your ancestor. And the only reason you exist today, the only reason our species spread to every corner of the globe, conquered every climate, and built every civilization, is because of one evolutionary superpower: endurance walking. Scientists call it persistence hunting. Our ancestors couldn't outrun a gazelle in a sprint, but they could walk. And walk. And walk. For hours. For days. Across deserts and through forests, tracking prey until the animal, exhausted and overheated, simply collapsed from exhaustion while the human remained steady, cool, and alert. We didn't survive because we were the strongest. We survived because we were the best walkers on the planet. Look at your body. Really look at it. Every inch of you was built for walking. Your Achilles tendon, that thick cord at the back of your ankle, stores and releases energy with every step, like a natural spring. Chimpanzees don't have this. It's unique to walking humans. Your arches, the curves in your feet, act as shock absorbers that no running shoe company has ever been able to replicate with engineering. Your glutes, the largest muscle group in your body, didn't evolve to be sculpted in a gym. They evolved to power you forward, step after step, mile after mile. Your ability to sweat, your long legs, your upright spine, the way your head stays stable while your body moves beneath it. Every single one of these features is an evolutionary adaptation for walking. You are, quite literally, a walking machine, so why have we abandoned it? Part 2. The Great Deception. Here's where the story takes a darker turn. Somewhere in the last 100 years, and especially in the last 50, we were sold a lie, a beautiful, shiny, marketable lie. The lie was this: walking isn't enough. Think about it. Think about the language of modern fitness. No pain, no gain. Crush your workout. Destroy the weights. Burn, baby, burn. The entire vocabulary is violent, punishing, almost religious in its demand for suffering. And why wouldn't the industry push this narrative? Nobody gets rich telling you to walk around your neighborhood for free, but they can get very rich selling you memberships, equipment, supplements, trainers, apps, wearables, and programs that promise to transform you, usually in 6 weeks, usually for $299.99. So we bought it. We sprinted on treadmills. We lifted until our joints ached. We pushed ourselves into injuries. We created something our ancestors would find completely alien: the concept of exercise as a chore, separate from life, performed in a special room, with special clothes, for a special hour. Meanwhile, what did our great-grandparents do? They walked, to work, to market, to church, to visit friends. Movement wasn't an event, It was woven into the fabric of living. And here's the kicker. They had dramatically lower rates of heart disease, diabetes, depression, anxiety, and cognitive decline than we do today. So what do we actually know about walking? What does the science say? Asterisk. Part 3. What a simple step is to you. Let me walk you through, pun intended, what happens inside your body from the moment you take your first step on a walk. Within the first few seconds, your heart rate rises gently. Not aggressively, not dangerously, just enough. Your blood vessels begin to dilate, increasing circulation throughout your entire body. More oxygen reaches your organs, your muscles, and most importantly, your brain. Within 5 minutes, your body begins releasing endorphins, the same chemicals responsible for that mysterious feeling of euphoria some people call runner's high. Except here's the secret. You don't need to run to get it. A brisk walk triggers the same chemistry. Within 10 minutes, your brain starts releasing BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Scientists sometimes call this miracle grow for your brain. It literally helps you grow new neurons and strengthen existing connections. This is why people often report their best ideas come while walking. Steve Jobs, Charles Dickens, Friedrich Nietzsche, Beethoven. They didn't walk as a break from their work. Walking was their work. Within 20 minutes, your body starts pulling glucose from your bloodstream to fuel your muscles, which is why walking is one of the most effective natural tools ever discovered for managing blood sugar. Studies have shown that a 15-minute walk after a meal can reduce blood sugar spikes by up to 30%. Within 30 minutes, your lymphatic system, your body's waste disposal network, is fully activated. Unlike your heart, your lymphatic system has no pump. It moves only when you move. When you sit all day, your body's detox system literally shuts down. When you walk, it flows. And over time, weeks, months, years of consistent walking, something profound begins to happen. Your resting heart rate drops. Your blood pressure stabilizes. Your cholesterol improves. Your bones, responding to the gentle, repetitive impact, grow denser and stronger. Your joints produce more synovial fluid, becoming more lubricated, not less. Your immune system becomes more robust. Your sleep deepens. Your anxiety quiets. Your mood stabilizes. You don't just live longer, you live better. A study published in JAMA Internal Medicine tracked nearly 17,000 older women and found that those who walked just 4,400 steps a day had a significantly lower mortality rate than those who walked 2,700. And here's the kicker. The benefits plateaued at around 7,500 steps, not 10,000, not 15,000, just 7,500. Another landmark study from Harvard showed that walking for just 21 minutes a day cut the risk of heart disease by 30%. 21 minutes. For one of the biggest killers of modern humans. Hast. Part 4. The hidden cost test mod. The mid-zers of real exercise. Now let me ask you an uncomfortable question. What if the more intense forms of exercise we've been told are superior are actually doing more harm than good for most people? Consider this. When you run, especially on hard surfaces, your body absorbs an impact equal to roughly 3 times your body weight with every step. Over years, that wears down cartilage. It inflames tendons. It compresses discs. When you lift heavy weights with poor form, which is most people, most of the time you create micro tears that never fully heal. You develop imbalances. You strain your lower back. You wear out your rotator cuffs. High-intensity interval training, the darling of modern fitness culture, spikes cortisol, the stress hormone, for hours after your workout. In small, occasional doses, this is fine. In daily doses, it's catastrophic. It raises blood pressure, disrupts sleep, increases belly fat, weakens the immune system, and accelerates aging. I'm not saying running is bad. I'm not saying weightlifting is evil. I'm saying that for the average person, not an athlete, not a bodybuilder, just a regular human trying to stay healthy, these intense forms of exercise come with real costs that rarely get discussed. Walking, by contrast, has virtually no downside. It doesn't spike cortisol, it lowers it. It doesn't destroy joints, it preserves them. It doesn't require recovery days. You can do it every single day of your life, from the moment you can toddle until the moment you take your final breath. Show me another form of exercise that can make that claim. Asterisk. Part 5. The Mind on a Walk. But here's where walking transcends mere physical exercise and becomes something almost philosophical. There is a reason every great thinker in history from Aristotle, whose school was literally called the Peripatetic school, meaning those who walk around, to Thoreau, Wordsworth, Kierkegaard, and Einstein swore by walking. Walking doesn't just heal the body, it heals the mind. Modern neuroscience has discovered something fascinating. When you walk, your brain enters a unique state. It's not quite focused, not quite resting. It's what researchers call a default mode network state, a state of loose, creative association, where disparate ideas can connect in new ways. This is why you can't solve a problem at your desk, but 5 minutes into a walk, the answer suddenly appears. This is why writers get unstuck, why grieving people find peace, why anxious minds begin to quiet. Walking mimics the rhythm of thought itself. Step, step, step. Breath, breath, breath. The body moves, and the mind, bound to the body, is gently carried along. There's a Japanese concept called forest bathing, the practice of walking slowly through nature. Research has shown it lowers cortisol, reduces inflammation, and even boosts immune function for weeks afterward, thanks to compounds called phytoncides that trees release into the air. There's a Danish concept called hygge that often involves walking together in comfortable companionship, something their culture credits as a key to national happiness. The truth is, cultures that walk are cultures that thrive. Cultures that sit are cultures that suffer. Asterisk, Part 6, Reclaiming the Low Start. So what does this mean for you? It means you can stop apologizing for walking. You can stop treating it as a beginner exercise, a starter workout, a stepping stone to something more serious. Walking is the serious thing. It means you don't need a gym, you don't need equipment, you don't need a trainer. You don't need six-pack abs or bulging biceps to be healthy. You need a pair of comfortable shoes, a door to walk out of, and the willingness to return to what your body has been asking for since the day you were born. Start small. 10 minutes after each meal. A 20-minute walk before work. A 30-minute stroll at sunset. A full hour on the weekend through a park, along a river, up a quiet street. Walk without your phone sometimes. Walk without music sometimes. Walk without music sometimes. Let your mind wander. Let it get bored. Let it find something it didn't know it was looking for. Walk with someone you love. Research has shown that walking conversations are more honest, more creative, and more healing than sitting conversations. It's harder to lie while walking. It's easier to open up. Walk alone. Let walking become a form of meditation, of prayer, of therapy. Let it be the one time in your day when nothing is asked of you except to put one foot in front of the other. We live in an age of complication. Everything is optimized, quantified, tracked, scored, and monetized. We've turned movement into metrics and health into homework. But somewhere beneath all of that noise, your body is still whispering the same thing it has whispered for 2 million years. Walk. Walk because you were built for it. Walk because it's free. Walk because it heals you in ways that no medicine ever will. Walk because your mind needs it as much as your body does. Walk because the act itself, this simple, ancient, almost boring act, is the secret that every civilization in human history understood, and that we, in our cleverness, somehow forgot. The gym will close. The treadmill will break. The fitness trend will fade. The expensive membership will expire. But the road outside your door will always be waiting. And perhaps the deepest truth I can leave you with tonight is this. Maybe we never needed anything more complicated than what we had all along. Maybe the answer was always beneath our feet. Maybe, in the end, the greatest exercise your body needs is the one thing you already know how to do. So close this video, put on your shoes, and go for a walk. Your body has been waiting.